movie ends, whatever. We go downstairs. Me and my girlfriend are sitting on the couch. There's a couple windows in front of us. We're chilling. 20 minutes, probably literally like 30 minutes later, we're sitting. I'm watching a video on my phone with her. And then I look up and I see the same guy walking through the backyard. And he walks up, and then there's a window right by our back door. He just literally starts to open it. Episode 113 of the Scheuneman Show. So I guess we'll get back to the unknown laughs and unknown jokes as soon as we can, folks. But no, there was recently I hope this is an AI, because now that I say it out loud, I'm like, why was this ever happening? But apparently Biden was speaking at some event or kind of thing and then had to like introduce or address Putin. Oh no, I'm stupid. No, he was addressing, and it's not AI. Little drunk, folks. So no, what really happened, he was at an event speaking, and he was bringing up Volkanovsky. What's the Ukraine's, is it president, leader?
President of the Ukraine, yeah, it's
Vladimir something, right? Or no?
No, it's not.
Fuck.
Vladimir.
Now I'm Biden. Fuck. Anyway,
Jump cut.
let's just call it President of Ukraine.
Yeah.
He's a cool guy.
Zelensky.
Yeah, Zelensky.
That's his name.
So he was bringing up Zelensky on the stage, like giving him his praises, his flowers, all that, and he was trying to Biden's bringing him up on the stage to talk, and he's like, all right, now bringing on the stage this amazing leader, da 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 da, like giving him some hype up, and then he's like, President Putin. When he's talking about Zelensky, and the camera just pans to fucking Zelensky. God damn, I'm getting used to these names. So he's like literally calling him by his enemy's name, and it's like the most awkward
crazy.
fucking moment. It's like, oh my god. But I thought that was insane, and I thought I would start by bringing that up because of the fact that finally we have a crazy headline to talk about as it's kind of happening.
Right.
Not quite sure when this episode will come out, but literally, as far as I'm concerned, today, apparently news broke like early this morning or last night, but Biden just dropped out of the 2024 presidential race.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I mean, maybe I'm crazy, but I think I'm pretty correct in saying that he might as well be handing over the presidency to Trump.
Let's keep it a buck, bro. So I saw a video that I had to make sure was real too recently, and it's Biden, and it's during a press conference, and a woman says, former President Donald Trump said yada yada yada. I forget her exact words, but Biden, right before walking off stage, looks her in the eyes and said, "You should listen to him."
Oh,
So,
wow.
right. So me seeing that, and then today's news with him dropping out, he endorsed Kamala Harris to like run as the full thing. But my issue with that, right, like, is fucking she does not have the backing of like say RFK Jr.
Yeah.
But like
Also, she's only got about 4 months.
this can't be our president.
Yeah.
RFK.
Yeah.
He can't talk very well. That's not helpful, bro.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't want to, like, we try not to get super uber political here, but I mean, as far as I'm concerned, we're just talking about facts here.
Yeah.
Biden, our current president, dropped out of the presidential race about 4 months before we'll get the verdict. And that means that he took up most of the, running for president time, like the campaigns and all that, the ads, like people rooting for you, gathering a crowd to cheer you on into that position. He took up a lot of that time acting like he was going to do it, and then last second drops out and says, oh no, I'm recommending Kamala. But now Kamala's got 4 months to try and convince people that she should be that person.
Well,
and I just feel like that's, number one, not enough time. And I think the only like side picking kind of thing I might say on here, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the hugest fan of Kamala. I'm not the hugest fan of any of them, but like
I think with so many people in one country, we are truly not putting our best foot forward in electing valid representatives to represent the American people. And on top of that, so I try to stay pretty on top of like political things because I know they're gonna come up on here, and like I just that tends to be my area. Fucking so next, I believe August is next month, right? So I'm so bad at
We're about
my
like 8
concept
days
of time
away
is
type
insane.
next
Okay,
month.
so boom. Next month, there's talks of there being an open convention, right, where everybody who's a potential will be there, and then the party will kind of go from there based off of. So you're not wrong, right? Everything is being sped run at this point for sure.
He's just
And
like throwing her
I'm
out
not,
there like,
I'm not confident in fucking anyone.
yeah.
Because here's the shit of it, right? I'm not, like I already said, I'm not for or against anybody. I might not even vote this election because I don't feel represented as an American citizen. I frankly don't. Trump with that picture of his fist up, that blood on his
Well,
face.
we got to address that too, because I also like talk about headlines being current and being able to finally talk about it. Unlike the Drake and Kendrick beef when they wanted to drop 4 songs
that was so
right
annoying.
before we talked
That
about
was
it,
so annoying.
literally the day of,
Right.
and then later that night they dropped like the main like part of the beef. Anyway, but now, yeah, like also as I'm sure everybody in the world's aware of, some kid tried to take shots at Trump and. Once again, I'm not a fan of any of them, and like I mean like the people running for president and what you said as far as like us not really having a great choice in any of them is so spot on, and I genuinely am like if anybody disagrees with that, it would confuse me, and I'm sure there are people because a lot of people really ride or die for Trump, and I'm gonna just say like I'm not a fan of any of them. But at the same time, I have to say, I think that Trump has handled that situation in the most badass way that anybody ever has. Like, say what you want about if it was staged, if it was this, if it was that.
Right.
I mean, come on, guys. I'm not. Once again, I want to really just put this clear out there. I'm not saying. Like, I'm backing Trump or a fan of Trump. I'm not saying that I like anything about it, about who Trump is or his presidency, whatever. I'm just simply saying if you get shot or grazed in the ear or even close to getting shot, people are taking shots at you as you're speaking on stage, and then you get hit in some kind of way, which I kind of want to get into, and then you just fucking pump your fist up and say, what was it, fight? Like, it's just... Like, I'm not even saying it. It's just crazy. Like, it's like...
What fucks me up a little bit, not to cut you off. So I'm going to draw a comparison here a little bit, and it'll pay off in the end, I promise. Fucking, do y'all remember that submarine thing that happened? A guy, he's a billionaire guy.
The people checking out the Titanic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the most tragic part of that is billionaire guy and his son went down there for what would have been his father's birthday. The kid didn't want to do it, but it was special to his dad. So they went down there, did that, and died. Imagine the mother that now doesn't have a husband or a son. Now my comparison is, what this kid literally was 20 years old, looked like a fucking dweeb, and is now
bullied in school.
I know what this kid's face looks like, and it's burned into my mind, and that's a dead human, bro, and that's fucked up.
Yeah.
My thing with that I'm getting at is, like, imagine being this kid's parents.
Oh, yeah.
His Steam video game library was leaked. We now know that his last Google search before he, performed the assassination attempt was like porn.
Yeah.
What porn are you looking at where you're like, bro, I'm going to bust so hard, I'm going to go kill Donald Trump?
Yeah,
That's insane. Not to in any
Have we heard
way.
anything about his mental health? Because
No,
I almost
nothing
want to
yet.
say, like, he can't... I mean, I don't know what this kid's life is like, but
I don't think
I have
anyone really does.
two quick things, or maybe 3 very quick things. And I know for me that's usually not true, but I promise. First of all, like, just with the little bit that I know that he went on a roof and tried to shoot a previous president and presidential candidate. His last search before said shooting was porn. And the stuff that we've heard about him being bullied in school and just the kind of kid he appears to be, like, I just would assume there's no way that he was mentally all there.
Exactly.
And, like, it's, like, even just simply to make the decision to go on that roof with a gun is, like, proof of that. But also, like, at the same time, and I don't want to seem like I'm like trying to, I don't know.
Oh, no.
I mean, people never think about the fact that people who, like their parents, his parents, weren't on that roof.
They're
They
devastated.
were just hopefully
lost
and
their
more than
kid.
likely trying their best as parents.
Right.
And he went and did that shit. And I think that, I don't want to reach or anything, but I feel like the fact that we know his last search history was porn just is like
How does his
proof
parents
of the
feel?
fact that like how like unexpected this is, and how like just feel like I just feel like it was so like how what could they have done? And I'm sure there's a group of people that is hating on them and telling them they did this and that wrong.
Well,
And
they
it
have
happens
no
all the time
social
with
life,
shooters
bro.
and everything.
can't.
So
Right.
there's that, and then also I did want to mention the fact that like I want to have, and this plays into the last two things. Number one, the craziness of the fact that I don't have a full opinion or like thing to say about it, but I do find it strange. Like I don't know what I think about it. I don't necessarily want to go out and say I think it was staged or like anyone wanted it to happen, but the fact, I'm not going to lie, the fact that there's literally video footage of regular civilians pointing him out on that roof and trying to get the attention of security or police like
Crazy.
a minute before he started shooting, and like nothing happened. And this is a rally for a potential president and a previous president.
yeah.
And also the fact that like there's plenty of stories where people do something even somewhat sketchy miles within the radius of an event like that, and they get fucking pulled up on by black vans. So you're telling me that this guy was on the roof with a gun and people were pointing at him and talking about it before he did it and nothing happened to him? Like, that's insane.
I'm gonna rifle off a couple things.
Also, I heard that the cop that shot him was put on leave.
I heard that too. I'm by no means with the point I was getting. I'm by no means trying to say, oh, this poor kid. I am a little bit saying, however, this poor kid's family, because he chose to throw his life away doing something foolish. That's what I'm saying. That's my genuine take. And there was, so funny enough, the guys that killed Osama bin Laden of SEAL Team 6 came out and said that they think the attempt was staged.
I don't know where we just last left off, but the camera died. Matt's ordering Taco Bell. It's only been 2 minutes. I don't know what's the
There's
podcast
one that
is
serves
driven
until
into
4:30. It's this one right here, guys.
fast food chaos. But
I swear.
I was about to say, like, the third point I was about to lead into when we get into, like, this is a deep subject that we could literally spend a whole episode
kind of
talking
layered
about.
thing.
And, like, literally, I wanted to address it and talk about it a bit while also trying to avoid spending a whole lot of time on it, only because and now this is also a thing that's been said a lot on this show, and I apologize, but we're working on it. And also, we're just simply the most legitimately in a time crunch on this one. I've literally got a timer going, and we're not going to exceed more than 35 minutes on this one. Love you guys, but it's just
Life
gotta be
happens.
that way. It's literally like 2 a.m. to show behind the curtain.
Love you, and he's got to
I
love
was
himself.
asleep in my car before they pulled up.
But
He was. That's real.
yeah, so, but I mean, there's just simply been, and we'll get a little bit more into it in the next episode, and whatever you still needed to say, we can obviously finish off. But
I do want to
just-
say that Matt just added 12 times the mild sauce to his order.
I have 15 hot sauce packets in my order. I'm not
15,
fucking around.
buy
it's
that.
and I feel like crazy as like a podcaster to just so chaotically transition from subject to subject, but I'm about to. One of the scariest fucking things, we're going from a Trump assassination attempt to Taco Bell, but as a DoorDasher, I finish it, but first, as a DoorDasher, it is so scary sometimes when you go to pick up a Taco Bell order. It'll say the amount of items, right?
Yeah.
Each sauce packet gets listed as an item. So I've done orders where I went to pick it up and it says like 98 items.
Yeah,
and you never know if you're going to be picking up a fucking cardboard boxes of tacos, but almost all of the time it's like, oh, they ordered 33 Diablo sauces.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, do you want to finish your point, Matt?
Oh no! So I feel like where we left off with the assassination attempt thing is I was
You want to
clarifying
know
my
what
stance on
porn
it.
he was watching, right?
Well, I think that'd be funny information, but I
Anime.
feel truly for his family, and I know they're going through a hard time. I know they're being alienated. I know they're not like allowed to be a part of a social situation. It's not their fault their kid chose to do something insane, right? Unless they were actively being the shittiest parents known to man. But I really feel like this was just a normal kid that had a stupid fucking idea.
Or is not like
Like,
needed mental health or help and didn't get it. And that could have been for a number of reasons.
Exactly. Oh, this they tied into directly to pop culture almost immediately because there's
Yeah.
the hit Amazon show The Boys, right? The season 4 just wrapped up, and holy fuck, that was
Is
so
the finale out?
good. Yeah.
Because I wanted to confirm something really quick. I've seen all these like warnings they've sent out about the finale. They're talking about this season's finale or the next season's finale.
This one. So the initial name of the season 4 finale, right, was called Assassination Run. And it's been building up to an assassination attempt on the would-be president-elect at that time in the show. They changed the name. You know what they changed the name of the episode to?
What?
Season 4 finale.
Yeah, but they started putting out warnings for that episode before this happened, though. I'm almost positive.
I don't think so.
Maybe not.
It was Assassination Run, the name of the episode, and then this happened. And then literally overnight, I feel like Amazon got a hold of everybody involved and said, yo, look, we fucking fat ass 30, 45-second warning at the start of the episode, and the name is no longer Assassination Run because we can't look like... What if this... I imagine the conference call was like, what if this kid was a fan of our show?
Yeah.
What if we
It's not a
inadvertently
reach to think he
inspired
was
this to
watching
happen?
it at least.
I'm watching it. A
Yeah.
lot of my homies are watching it, bro. It's a fucking great show. He was probably watching great content.
Yeah.
And just, man, we are facing so many different variations of a crisis in this fucking in this country right now.
I think the
And the
craziest
crunch.
part too is like the guy that did the shooting. You know that you were talking about. They got fired for it.
Yeah, the guy who shot the
cop, yeah.
the
The
shooter.
The shooter, yeah, he was talking about how he literally had him in his line of sights for like 3 minutes or so.
Here's the thing, and once again, I've got a couple little things I wanted to talk about, and once again, it feels insane. We'll touch on it more next week. But the crazy thing about the news schedule is I'm sure they'll have us talking about some other insane shit very quickly, which is the craziness of this country. Like, so many things have happened just since the last time we recorded. And it feels insane that we're forced to record a short episode with all of this shit to talk about. But I want to try and move into a couple of brand stuff, a couple of personal things in the short
sure.
amount of time we have. But
Real quick though, I do have a question for both of you before we do move fully in. Would you, if as a president for both of you, like if you're in that position, would you guys go to another rally after an assassination attempt on you or anything like that, or would you like?
With the results from this Trump one, and like people are looking at him like he's God now.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I'm doing every rally. I'm
plays-
doing everything now. Like
I will give my real
game time.
answer and opinion, but to play devil's advocate, yes, he looks like a G, and like it was a really tough way to handle it. But at the same time, what Marquise just said, what we're all just saying about the craziness of like him being in the sights, civilians pointing it out, and nothing happening. The results also kind of make it look easy. You know what I mean?
Which
like
is crazy.
I don't like because let's just think about this for a second.
Yeah.
What and literally just a second. We don't have much time, but like the insanity just alone that there was an officer who had in his sights a civilian wearing civilian clothes
Army
on a
crawling
rooftop,
on a rooftop.
on a rooftop with a
Prone
gun,
with a gun.
with a gun,
With a gun.
and
Knew
they
what
told
type
him
of
not to
rifle,
shoot.
too.
Yeah.
For what fucking reason?
Like he was
So-
that close, bro. They could see what type of gun you had.
It's
and
a
everything.
fucking
For-
308.
I'm
bro.
not gonna
Fucking
lie.
put it
I'm
down.
not gonna pretend to be some Marine or like high up government official that knows the shit that like the procedures that you would follow.
Oh, it's my job.
But I mean, in what reality, with what person would that ever go that way? Because I'm telling you, if you even were on a roof and not supposed to be on that roof, I feel like you would have been shot in any other scenario.
Well, to lend credence to the fumbling here, if y'all recall, when Trump was here in Ohio, he was at the airport and a man bum rushed the stage and tried to stab him. Knife in hand. Made it to the stage. They ain't even pop him. They just arrested the fucking guy. But he could have got poked up.
The funniest thing is, more violence happened to the guy who tried that on Dave Chappelle.
I know.
Like literally, like the guy who tried to bum rush the stage of Dave Chappelle, they jumped his ass. Like they jumped him and like gun bucked him. I'm pretty sure. Like he got fucked up and carried away in a stretcher. And this guy avoided getting shot for 4 minutes or whatever. Like it's insane. And honestly, it is really hard to like. Both things are hard. It's hard to imagine why they would have told him not to shoot or why nothing was done about it when people were pointing it out. Yeah. And it's also hard to imagine that it was something weird wasn't going on or behind that. And so I guess we'll leave it at that for now because I have a couple things, and I'm sure we all have a couple things we might want to say.
You brought up Chappelle. Fuck it. That is the craziest group of guys to have your ass beat by ever. Because it was literally
jokes too.
It was Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock, Talib Kweli, and two other super famous guys.
What rapper was it? It was
Talib
Busta
Kweli
Rhymes.
was there, and Busta.
Yeah, but you're getting your ass kicked by Busta Rhymes. It's insane, and that guy got beat
a little bit of this and a little bit of that.
Yeah, he's rapping while he's hitting you. He punches quicker than he raps. But no, I mean it's insane. And so I guess we'll get into it later. But like, the last thing I wanted to say on the subject. I don't know if they've disproven this or what, but when every headline was coming out and everybody was talking about it, I had read that he actually didn't get shot or grazed with a bullet. It was actually a piece of glass from the teleprompter.
I already got hit in the chest and the ear. In the chest, he was wearing a vest, and that caught it because that's procedure. I heard that he got
that at all. But I'm not gonna lie.
Chest and then the ear.
I'm not gonna lie. Like I don't want to sound like I'm this or I'm that, but for multiple reasons, I don't usually look too into anything political, and I'll read a headline and the majority of things I'll try and gather some information on, but like I'm not gonna. It's a bad habit of mine to kind of, especially with this. Like I felt like I had enough information, but I didn't really read any full articles on it or whatever. But like I had seen the fact that okay, first it looks like he's getting grazed. By the way, the gun sounded like a 22, just off of the audio of the video. And then I had read that the teleprompter glass was actually what hit him. I never heard that he got shot in the chest, but I also, like I said, didn't read any full articles. And then I also knew that the guy in the audience had been killed.
Yeah.
It's a firefighter.
Someone else got hit, too.
Innocent person dead.
Dude, I watched the video of them carrying him. Like, they threw a rag over his head. Dude, that's so
firefighters,
so sad, dude.
Cops can be real fucked up, man. But you know who's never a dickhead, bro? And on the job is a firefighter.
They're everybody's favorite.
Swear to God, they're the last good public defendant.
Yeah, so
R.I.P. to bro. That's fucking terrible.
Yeah, it's literally insane.
Back to that though, like when I heard about that same thing, that was pretty fast when it released about him getting hit in the ear. So
It's everywhere.
I don't know. It was like something I wanted to look into, but I never really fully looked into. But like the recent thing after that was there was a video surfacing of what actually happened at that time and stuff.
Yeah,
and it shows. Like, you know, like a digital or AI version of him.
I've seen the video, the white head,
by.
and it shows the trail of the bullet.
Yeah, like 3 of them. Yeah. I didn't know it was like 3. I thought 1 possibly went by him, but I didn't. Like, it shows like 3 going by.
Because in the video, you can hear him.
He for sure said,
yeah, because you can hear him popping multiple shots in the video, and so he was missing. And
yeah, but I thought that was the other people shooting at him, so I thought when he started firing, everybody else started firing, so it was like pow, 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 you know, like in that sense.
There's
but
a prompter he turned his head and gestured towards, where apparently if he would not have turned his head at that time, at that exact angle, that shit would not have hit his ear.
So are we assuming the teleprompter glass thing is actually not correct?
I don't know, right? Everything I'm seeing is like bullets and him being shot.
Yeah.
I don't know. This glass thing could be a whole other thing. The Republican Party is going to run with a bullet storm regardless. Like the glass thing will get buried even if that is the truth, unfortunately.
Trump doesn't want people thinking that that was glass that put him down or whatever.
Right,
also,
bro. No,
is it not insane? And for real, last thing. I'm sorry. I would love to keep talking about it, but last thing I do want to say is, isn't it quite insane that usually when something like this would happen, we'd also be hearing about, oh, we found his manifesto, the paper he wrote about why he would do this, or oh, students are talking about how much he hated Trump. Why does it? And once again, take it with a grain of salt from me because I didn't read full articles, but I think I've gotten enough information to say. I mean, the shit we're hearing isn't about like, oh, he hated Trump so much, or oh, this is why he did this, or oh, this is what he did the day before, leading up to that event. Like, it just like we're getting shit about like him as a person. He got bullied in school.
Right.
He looked up porn, but nobody's talking about like why he would ever go as far to go on the roof. Like the most I've heard is like, yeah, he was a Democrat or whatever.
But I just, that whole thing is so insane to me, right? I feel like because there is no manifesto, because there is no like direct causality, that's why we're getting he was beating his dick and playing video. Because it's his whole Steam video game library. I have Steam. I use Steam. That's how I play games on my fucking PC. I'm a PC guy. You can't just log in. They would have had to have hacked into this kid's shit.
Yeah.
Into his account, which has credit card information, a bunch of other very sensitive and illegal things, just to leak what was then his game list. But that same person that leaked that game list also has access to his credit cards.
Quick little fun fact. Don't fully quote me on it because I just read it real quick, but it just popped in my head because you brought it up. Steam. You know, they said there's this thing that's kind of what I'm about to say. I don't know if it's fully like this, but that they have or made $1 million in revenue just off of games that people have bought and not played.
Yeah, no, that's
Jesus
real.
Christ.
There's this banana. Actually, I'm glad you brought that. I'm glad you fucking kept going on the Steam thing because you reminded me. He did play a game on there that you can buy right now, still called Assassination Simulator. And the president you're shooting is literally modeled after Donald J. Trump.
What the fuck?
Dude.
Steam has some kind of crazy stuff on it. The biggest scandal
Trump
in
is
them,
one of
right,
the
is
number
this.
ones like that.
It's a game called Banana. It's not even a game. It's not a crypto.
Is
it's
this
not
also
an
in his
NFT.
library, or
It's
just
nothing.
a game that you know about?
This is just something like crazy going on
Okay.
Steam currently,
Yeah.
where it's like kind of tanking a lot of various things, and they're having a huge issue with it. Don't buy Banana. It's not a game. It's literally nothing. You're giving a random guy in fucking Arabia money for literally to own nothing. Stop doing it. It's fucking.
I've always
shit
thought about that, like the video, like the phone apps, like how easy we could make a video game and just put it on the App Store or something like
It's not
that.
even a game. It could literally just be like
I was
nothing.
just about to
That's what
say,
this
so
is.
it's marketed as a game, and then you buy it, and then it's just like a file of nothing.
It's a wallpaper.
It's not even. Yeah, like not even a wallpaper.
Almost like that Kendrick Lamar and
It's
Drake game
literally
that they just-
the purchasing of, because that's at least an interactive game to a capacity. This isn't even that. It's simply called Banana, and you
That's
fucking.
insane.
It's
Why do I
one-
feel like there would be a group of people just because it's funny that would give it like a 5-star rating? Like,
No, they have. So shout out Penguin Zero, shout out Critical, fucking in the YouTube space. I'll be around. He covered this topic on one of his videos, and it's really just this huge salacious scam. And at the time of him covering it, it was one of the top 10 highest selling games on Steam because like it's cheap as fuck. And so mad people bought this
'cause you're
random
just
banana
depositing
game.
10 cents into this guy's account or whatever.
Type shit, right? Yeah, but like millions of people.
Here's the basis of the game. You just deposit money into my account.
Yeah, you give me money, and then like I
Click
buy whole.
you click the
Well,
button, add the
talk about
cart,
the
and then put
gambling
in your
scene.
card information, and that's the game.
Steak.
But-
So there's Twitch. His direct competitor is Kick, right? And Kick is owned by a gambling site called Steak.
Steak is so big,
Steak
bro. There's
is
so many
so
people have made it big off of
Corrupt,
steak,
bro.
It's so crazy.
They're giving these streamers stupid fuck you fun coupons worth of money.
That's what they do.
gamble.
A lot of
And
people
then-
think they spend their own money.
Exactly, and they're showing these kids this content, and some of them go out of their way. Like a guy that used to, I forget his name, but he's a huge gambling streamer now. He used to do like
Trainwreck?
League of Legends.
XQC. Oh no.
He has that video where it's like, I will be your friend. You can sit at my table when no one is there. I will be your friend. It's that guy. He's huge. I forget his fucking name, but he's huge. He goddamn like, and Drake did the same thing. When he
Drake,
had
yeah,
a stream on, I think it had to be on Kick because Steak owns Kick. the gambling scene that's being promoted to children is that you can just simply acquire inordinate amounts of money and then gamble it like it's nothing, and then lose that and then still have a great livelihood.
But you know what's so
That is
funny?
not how that works.
Every gambler's first thing in every video is, "Don't gamble, you will lose your money."
Yeah.
There's a guy that has that.
The
on
house
all
always
his videos,
wins.
and I like that guy. Yeah, I forget. Fucking, it's a few of them that have adopted that. I forget who started doing that. It might be the same guy I'm talking about.
You know what's
It
funny?
always says like, "Don't do this."
Yeah,
I like that.
disclaimer.
That's
don't,
good.
Yeah,
It's funny that somehow, and I mean, it's just regular type shit that's been happening, but like somehow in the episode where we're trying to be quickest, we picked the topics that you could spend hours talking.
Right.
Like,
Swear.
even just the steak thing, even the steam thing, the assassination, like you could literally make an episode about one of these topics, and we're practically out of time, but we got like 5 minutes I can use to talk about this one last thing that I just wanted to bring up because I find it interesting. It's also quite related with the brand and everything. But I'm going to try a bit of a different thing. Usually I try to wait until we've released this kind of stuff to talk about it. But I'm starting to realize, like, if we want the podcast to have, like, the kind of relation it does with the brand and, like, the life of what it's like to be behind the brand and work for the brand and the shit that goes into having your own business, clothing brand, all that, then there's going to have to be probably multiple times where we start talking about projects before they're even out, which is what brings me to talking about this little video shoot that we put together over this weekend, and a little bit about this runway that we're going to be a part of later this month. And this will also give you guys an opportunity to purchase a ticket. It's Rip the Runway is the event that I'll be talking about in a second, where pretty much rap artists or music artists in general will get to perform as clothing brands debut their collections and do a runway show. So it's a bond between music and clothing that we really relate with our company. So try and go follow them on Instagram and
Shout
follow
out
the steps
to that.
Yeah, because I'll be doing. Oh fuck me. Yeah, we really got to end soon. I have a fucking interview at 12.
It's a fucking.
Shit,
yeah.
that just hit.
To build off of what Julian was saying there, I will not be performing as the artist for the runway show, unfortunately. Things were already
Love
set
to
in
the
motion.
artist, but
Absolutely.
we got
Yeah,
in too
I'm
late
excited
and
to
kind
meet,
of got
bro.
locked
Exactly.
in before we had the opportunity to pick.
However, should you be a Matt Damon fan and you're like, I want to go do that and potentially see this guy, I will be there. I will like absolutely be there. Got the whole day. We're gonna fucking pull through 3-man team.
Yeah, and we should have a
absolutely.
table
Be a
there, so
fucking
you'll
day,
have an
I'm telling
opportunity to be able to like talk to us and like talk to Matt.
By,
talk to-
grab a shirt, get something signed. By all means, man, come by, say what's up.
But
You know what we should do though, as a clothing thing, if we ever like do a meet and greet or a fan thing where they come and get signatures, instead of a piece of paper, we should take fabric or clothing and do signatures
little
on that.
swatches of the fabric.
Yeah,
I
so
think
like-
that'd be dope as fuck.
You can literally get like paint pens you can sign with. But I'm going to try and speed through this really quick. So, and I'll work my way into why I brought the runway up. But we did have this video shoot that we were planning to do over the weekend. And I wanted to bring it up because like it's a weird thing to do when you have to think of different ways to promote your product and ways that it'll be like somewhat captivating or entertaining and also creative. And people who want to do this, like, it seems like something like an afterthought or something that would just come easy. And sometimes it does, but also sometimes the simplest idea, like the things that you have to do that become difficult, are like almost hilarious. Like, I'll just say this video shoot that we're about to be releasing once it's finished, it's down the line, but it's supposed to be an ad for these doodle jeans that has always been one of our customers and my personal favorites. It's obviously like our signature fitting jeans that I'm quite like insanely happy with the fact that it seems we perfected a fit for jeans so quickly. But that fit and the great fabric, but then we've hand painted these graphics onto them, and they all have a meaning behind it. But anyway, we wanted to make an ad kind of showing off that product while also getting a chance to show off a couple others with details in the background of the video. So it was like this idea I had where I was like, let's kind of try and and this is a quick version, but like let's try and have it where this like painter type guy comes in and we do like a dramatization kind of painting process where it's like walks in the camera, like you see the plain jeans, then the artist like covers the jeans from view, and then you see like these quick shots of like paint splattering and brushes being stroked and like all kinds of crazy shit, and then the artist steps away and you see like the shock is like, oh, these all the craziness, and then you get these jeans that are like perfected or whatever. And so it's kind of a simple sounding video that would be quick, but like we ended up spending like probably 4 to 5 hours doing something like that. And we like it was an interesting process. We had to like scout out locations. We had to we wanted like people to be kind of walking in the background because there's a intro scene where like I ended up having to be like the main like artist dude person that's painting the jeans. And so there's like me kind of walking up to where they'll be painted with all these like painting supplies and then walking to where they're painted. Anyway, it starts on the sidewalk kind of thing. And we wanted like pedestrian like extras to be walking wearing different things from the collection kind of in the background so that you could see them if you look. Even finding those people, like we hired models for it, put them in outfits. It's a hot ass day. Ended up doing it at the Gates of Hell. I was trying to avoid going to that location because it was in the back of my mind, but I was like, I'm sure we won't do that because it just seems like almost like people have done stuff there before. It almost seems like, I don't know the word, like just too easy, I guess, common. But then like when I was scouting locations, I was like, it just makes so much sense here because we won't be bothered filming. And if we make a mess with paint, which we're sure to do, there's going to be no issue because there's graffiti all over that place. It's a cool environment. It just made sense. So we did do it there. And anyway, it was like just such a hot-ass day. And one thing I wanted to talk about, and once again, short episode, we'll talk a little bit more about all these subjects next week. But so I have like these 3 boxes, like one of clothes, one of painting materials and stuff, and then one of some more just like stuff for the video shoot. And I put this box of painting materials like off behind these bushes to like kind of hide them while we were like shooting this scene. And I was just focused on getting them out of the shot. And I knew it would be like 10, 15 minutes of us filming, and then we'd be grabbing it again. So I was like not even thinking about like, oh, someone might take this or anything. Not to bury the lead or whatever, but we went and shot this quick shot, went and shot one little like 5-minute thing down by the Gates of Hell away from view of the box. And then we come back to go grab the box and it's not there. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like looking around like there's no way. We've been gone from this box for like 10 minutes. And literally I'm like looking in this bush. I'm like, I think I put it here, but I'll look over here. It's just nowhere. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then as I'm looking for it, like so shocked that so quickly a box of like paintbrushes and spray paint cans just completely gets snatched. Meanwhile, I have a flat screen TV still sitting in the backseat of my car. I'm like, fuck. And so I'm like looking around for it, and then I look into the trees, and there's like this little fucking tent colony. And I was like, what the hell? I was like, I have a feeling that maybe my box has something to do with those tents. Like, I feel like it might be down there. And then as I'm looking at it, this guy just kind of stumbles out, clearly a little down on his luck, maybe living in said tents and a little tweaked out. And he just looks at me and tell me why. He goes, what are you looking for? I was like,
cocaine.
Oh, that seems like you maybe know that I'm looking for something. I was like, I'm looking for a box. I said it kind of aggressive, like, it's a box, it's a white box. You seen it? And he's like, no, not at all. I'm sorry about that. Like, he starts asking questions that, like, a thief would ask. I was just like, what the fuck? And then I'm kind of speeding through. But that was insane. I was like, how the fuck? It's a box of, like, paintbrushes, literally. And then one other thing I wanted to say is, like, we're filming these, like, close-up shots for this video. And there's a part where I had to, like, reach in to, like, grab a paintbrush and a spray paint can. Tell me why we had to take that. Like we used like probably 10 takes just because like it seems so simple. You're reaching in with your hand to grab a couple things, but when you're being filmed and like also I haven't been in this like position many times before where like I'm the character of the video or whatever, but like you just not only overthink everything, but you want to make sure you have the perfect angle, all that. So literally, it's something as simple as getting a shot of an arm reaching in and grabbing a paintbrush and a spray paint can becomes this thing you have to take 10 takes of, because it's like, oh, I grabbed that weird, or I had to, like, I fumbled with it a little bit. Like, it's just so weird, the kind of stuff that you never expect would take your time. But it was just, it was funny, because it's literally like, we were joking around like, oh, the hardest part about this video was getting a shot of me grabbing a spray paint can. But it was a really cool, at the end of the day, it was a cool experience, but it just starts becoming stressful, because you got this idea in your head and you want it to come out that way. But sometimes, like, something about explaining an idea, whether it be a design or how a video should go, like a scene, whatever, like, and it takes a lot of time and experience doing that to be able to really convey your idea in a clear way, and then, like, actually, like, be, like, go and do it. And it was weird, like, the kind of things that would hold you up. But it was a fun experience. And then, I mean, we're quite literally, I'm trying to think of the last, I was going to say something about how, a little tidbit about the runway show. I went to a practice today, and it almost feels like something that should be saved for next week, because it's almost pointless to just rush through certain things, because then it's just going to be like, okay, well, what? But I don't want to enjoy explaining it. So I will kind of, I'm going to end this episode on a bit of a tiny, small 2 stories that are kind of funny, and then everybody can promote what they want to promote. First story involves, So the first story, I'm sitting at home and just chilling, kind of a regular afternoon. I don't take many days off, but this was kind of a day I took off, and I'm sitting with my girlfriend, and we're up in my room and watching a movie or something, and then I hear a knock on the door. And so I go to check it out, and I looked at the little peephole thingy, and I see a guy. I'm like, I don't recognize this guy. Like, he was wearing, like, regular clothes, like a polo shirt and some shorts. And for whatever reason, maybe it was because, like, I didn't want to be bothered by some guy trying to sell me on, like, the Buddha or whatever, or, like, if I thought maybe it was, like, the wrong house. For whatever reason, I think usually I would have opened the door, but I was like, I don't know this guy. I don't know why I'd be here. I've not been told by anybody I live with to expect anyone. So I just didn't answer the door. I was like, all right. And then I just went back to do my thing. 20 minutes later, movie ends, whatever. We go downstairs. Me and my girlfriend are sitting on the couch. There's a couple windows in front of us. We're chilling. 20 minutes, probably literally like 30 minutes later, we're sitting and watching a video on my phone with her, and then I look up and I see the same guy walking through the backyard, and he walks up, and then there's a window right by our back door. He just literally starts to open it, and I'm like, what the fuck? He's opening my back window. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? Doesn't say anything. Continues opening the window. Starts to put his leg into the house. I'm like, yo! I'm like, what the fuck? The issue is, if it was, I didn't recognize him, I didn't know him, but I live with like 3 other people, at least. But like, so I'm just like, that's the only reason I didn't immediately just be like, yo, they push him out the fucking window, because there's always a chance that it's going to be somebody that's supposed to be there. Yeah. But like, I'm literally saying, yo, who are you? What are you doing? No fucking response. I'm like, this is crazy. He gets in, and then as he gets in, I'm like getting up and like getting a little more pissed off, and then I see a girl, and I recognize that girl as my brother's girlfriend's mom. And then I put it all together, and I was like, oh, this is her brother. And I'm not gonna lie, I mean, it probably won't matter, but I've heard a couple little things that he might have a little attitude problem. So I think he was a little pissed that he didn't get answered the first time. But I was like, that's still nuts though.
Wait, what house was this?
Our house. This is our house. Like, I'm sitting there. He's just like stepping into the back window. I'm like, what the fuck? And like, literally, I see Colin's girlfriend's mom, and I know it. Like, I recognize
her brother.
Yeah, and I'm like, And then I'm like, okay, so they're supposed to be here, but why are you not saying something as you're stepping through my back window? Like,
Liable
bro.
to get shot.
And then he just sits down and starts eating a sandwich as the mom's explaining everything. And I'm like, oh, like, turns out, like, they were sitting outside waiting to, like, they had the dog and it took it to an appointment and we're, like, trying to get in. I was like, okay, but it's crazy. Like, if you're stepping into someone's window, I don't care how annoyed you are that I didn't let you in the first time. But, like, just be like, even if you're annoyed, say it with a tone. Be like, yo, I'm so-and-so's brother. I'm just here to do such and such.
Live here.
Which is like insane.
What if you really just ran up and started stabbing this shit out of him?
Literally,
or something, dude?
if this was just if it was just my place, literally would have done it. Like I literally would have just swung on him as soon as he started. But it's just the fact of like I have to be like acknowledge that there's other people living there that obviously know other
That's
human
funny
beings.
because you caught me almost crawling.
Shut up. That was the second story.
Oh shit!
So literally from my perspective, so a couple days later, I'm once again with my girlfriend. I come down from my room. This is like noon, and I go into the kitchen to like grab a energy drink from the fridge. I'm just kind of like waking up still, wiping the cum out of my eyes, and then I crack it open, take a sip, and then I hear there's like a little window, like I'm talking. Maybe we'll put a picture because I took a picture of it. There's a little window above the sink, and like not like human sized window either, and so. I'm sipping and I hear it open. And I look over and literally, I don't want to spoil it. Maybe we'll bleep what you said and bleep this. But so I just look over and I see an arm reach in and like bend down, like fucking knocking things over, just like reach it around the window. I'm like, I just see the arm. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, hello, same way I did with the brother. I'm like, yo. And then Marquise's head pops up and is like, oh, thank God. It was so funny because your head, I don't know if the way I remember it, your head literally poked up from the bottom. You're like, yo. like you were like, thank God you're here. Like I was like about to start calling you. I locked myself out. I forgot my keys. I was like, oh shit. All right, well, I'll let you in. And then it gets, and in my opinion, this is the funniest part. Then I go, not only I go to the back door, which is closest to the window you were reaching through, which by the way, I'll get to that. So I go to the back door to let him in because it's the closest door he's at. Like it's the door he's closest to. I go to open the back door and I look and he's like, oh, he's walking around to the front? I was like, that was interesting. And then not only that, but as I turn around, noticing you're walking to the front, I turn around, I don't even get halfway there, and I see the front door open and you walk in, you're like, yo, thanks. And I'm like, I haven't even unlocked anything.
Yeah, the door's already unlocked, bro.
There was no reason.
So, I mean, if you want to explain it, you can. But you were like, I just realized I didn't have my keys and immediately assumed I'm locked out.
Yeah, I took my keys off my lanyard and sat them down. And so what I did was I pulled out my keys, realized I didn't have my key, and just thought from there that the door was locked.
It was just so funny to me. And I wanted to end on that little funny, quick story. And last note about it is... Picture here, like I don't know how the fuck. I've heard you've done it before too. I don't know.
Colin's
how
the one that
get in
showed
there.
me that.
That's crazy. I'm talking like it's like this big, Matt. Like and it's high up too.
It's like literally you see how the long video? Yeah. It's the width of that, but like small, like half of that.
Like I can't picture it, Matt. Like
you have to go sideways, like through that bit.
You were gonna get in.
He would have to like reach himself up and then like twist and shit. Like it's crazy, but. ScheunemanBrand.com. Sorry for such a quick episode. We're going to get back to schedule. We're going to bake some episodes. We're going to be some good boys. ScheunemanBrand.com. Check out these amazing prices, amazing garments, the most beautiful things you've ever seen. Every person every person that's ever shopped from us always has a good review. Just got a strange text.
Bet you did.
But it's just beautiful pieces for a beautiful reason and a purpose behind it. Check out the Foundation collection, the Stone collection, more to come. You can read the lookbook, all kinds of stuff. Beautiful website. Go check it out. Subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff. I'm going to go get laid. Matt.
That's what I figured. So, fucking my project, How to Feel, featuring Dave East, Badass, P-Nutty, and Lil Wayne is finally coming out. What will be the 31st of July. So... this month, the 31st, to get ready. I'm finally putting out that album. Very excited to share that with y'all. My ex is a bitch and needs to come get her things from my apartment. If you see this, Caleb, please stop fucking around.
Get your
I'm
stuff.
not waiting for you to emotionally abuse me again till you get your things. Like,
Yeah.
just come get your stuff. Just
Or-
stop being weird. We're adults.
Honestly, don't. How if you don't want to get your stuff, we'll get. Come on, audio
then,
only. Sorry, cameras
fucking
off.
cameras
If you
off.
don't want to
man.
get your stuff, then just buy a whole
See.
new wardrobe on ScheunemanBrand.com.
Patreon. Also,
Double the price because you're crazy.
rest in peace, my aunt. She died today, and that really sucks. And I was already gonna love her forever, but now I have to miss her forever as well. So, closing note: just please hold your loved ones close and cherish the time you have with everybody that you care about. Love you. We're done.
That's a hard cut. That's a hard. Love no, but in all realness,
MoFoMQ on
this
Instagram.
collection has a meaning behind it as well, and it sticks with what you're saying. Like, really show people love and appreciation while they're here to receive it, because you never know when that person's going to be gone.
Yeah.
Give the people their flowers while they're here to get them, because we all know someone that we hold close and dear to our hearts. Go let them know you love them. R.I.P.
You have to. You genuinely, you have to, because you're gonna fucking kick yourself in the ass the rest of your life if you don't, because theirs is done.
And also, you gotta cherish yourself, value yourself, and love yourself. So always love you.
Love you.
Wu-Tang forever.
Ciao.